Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining us here to honor a man who has seen and, of course, putting his thoughts down for generations to come. I want to specifically thank all of you who came very early. As early as 7 o'clock, some people were seated. And that's how it's going to be at the end of the day when we go back to our Creator. I know that so many people will be late. But indeed, for all of you who came early and who are always early in everything you do, you will be early at the last day. And of course, joy will pervade everywhere. I want to welcome you. My name is Tony Obani. I'm not here alone. Because of the mixture of people that are here, I have a lawyer who is here to take care of the legal business. I am equally going to be here to be taking care of sports business, especially since that defines Dudu rather. Dudu is a man of so many parts, and we made sure that we have to capture almost everything concerning Dudu. And I'm so happy that I'm just seeing the sporting people coming in because I've really been looking around. There are not so many. But now when you say mathematical, you know that indeed everything is going to be very, very fine. I welcome you again. And I must say that we're not going to waste your time, knowing that these are very, very important people. Like you people say in law, tempus tritum non receptum posit. Time wasted cannot be regained. I went to seminary school, and indeed, I studied Latin. So I think when it comes to Latin, I know a little bit about it. And I know that lawyers also studied a lot of Latin. And that's why that they can always defend anything. So I will be giving my microphone to my co-MC, Ben. And Ben, indeed, is going to take almost all the legal aspects, the introductions of the legal minds that are here. I will always be there just to be assisting him. But for me, I'll be making a very good substitute. You know what happened? All of us are still mourning that at a time like this, Nigeria will not be going to the World Cup. I know that very passionate people here are not happy. And of course, almost everybody who loves sports. And when we talk about sports, our number one sports, which is football, people are not happy. Larry Zamoje is not happy. And almost all of them, Onochia Nebeze is not going to be happy for a very long time to come. We'll be coming back to doing the introductions, but just be very reassured that in this program, we'll keep you entertained and try as much as possible to remain and be very conscious of time, because you are men of time, people who mind time, and of course, time, they say, is business. Thank you, Ben.
Good morning. Thank you, Tony. Time is quite spent, 1 hour into the program, so we won't, and like my big brother here said, it's a weekday. A lot of people want to return to their offices. It's a money-making day. We won't waste time. Let's proceed. Like I said, my name is Benny Jewere. We'll like to start with the opening prayers, and that will be taken by Venerable Oreoluwa Agbelusi.
Sorry. Venerable, please. Could you just, before we start that, Ben, I think let's get to know the people that are here. You know, because once we start, like I said, we are going to. Sorry?
Prayers first.
Okay.
Prayers first.
Okay, I'm sorry. That does not demean me as somebody who is not going to make heaven. Dudu.
Very well, sir. Can you please come on stage, please? My brother Tony here is in a bit of a hurry.
Thank you. The Lord be with you. Let us pray. Father, we thank you for your grace upon all of us as we are gathered this morning to celebrate your Son who's made his mark in his time and is put something together, not just for this generation, but for generations to come. Thank you for your grace upon him And thank you, Father, for our gathering this morning. We ask that your presence, abiding presence, will be with us this day in the name of Jesus Christ. We pray that it will please you, that everything we'll do from the beginning to the end will be to your praise and glory. Grant us sound mind and help us that the blessings that you have already organized through this book will be to the benefits of all of us and this nation in the name of Jesus. Thank you, Father. Let your blessings continue to rest upon your servant. In Jesus' name we pray.
Thank you, Venerable. DJ, can we please have trumpeter? Can we please have the national anthem? Can we please rise? Thank you very much.
Is this solemn moment where we raise the name of Nigeria, where we see the flag, the green, white, green flag of Nigeria fluttering in the air among all the nations at the World Cup, where almost every nation looks forward to everything. The national anthem will not be played when 3 countries host the World Cup. A very sad moment for Nigeria and for Nigerians. I remember that's the only thing that makes me happy. Anytime I travel, and of course I look at all the flags and I look for green, white, green flag. Some of us who make a living in sports will have a very difficult time managing our homes. And of course the businesses that are going to come to Nigerians and of course make to Nigerians 13 billion naira will not come to the Nigeria Football Federation, even though most times when it comes we do not know how it is spent. Notwithstanding that, Nigeria will indeed be mourning while others are celebrating. Cape Verde qualified for the World Cup. I was watching the TV yesterday when smaller countries qualified, and of course celebration everywhere, and my heart was pounding. Not that we do not have the resources, not that we do not have the players. Questions will continue to be asked. Thank you again and welcome to this very big event. It's a sporting event. I know that it's also a legal event. I will talk as it concerns me. Like my father will always say, now where the paper person they put near fire. That's how pained I am. And that's why I talk from the heart.
You see, like Tony said, yes, 13 billion has been lost come to the NFF. But there's a bigger picture, which this man that has put this team together mentioned some time ago on television. Something he started and he opened the eyes of Nigerians to, which is the business of sports. There's a whole economy around sports. Now, zeroing in on soccer alone, there's a whole economy around Nigeria playing football or Nigeria participating at the World Cup. A few years ago, I was in Asaba. And I can't remember, one of the roundabouts, there were chairs lined up, concrete chairs built. And I first wondered, what the hell was this for? But it now dawned on me. I believe the governor or whoever was in power at the time was building viewing centers. It's going to be overgrown. There's going to be no activity at that spot. The sales, the vendors, the little things that people participate in and that trickles down to their pockets from viewing sports alone, from viewing football alone, from viewing Nigeria playing in any World Cup is gone. There's going to be nobody there. That's the business of sports, the economy of sports, the GDP of football that this man opened Nigeria's eyes to about 30, 40 years ago? Somewhere there, about 30 years ago. That's when I actually met him. And that's what we will be missing in addition to what my big brother here also mentioned. But it's not all morning. We're here to celebrate the good job, the good works, the penning down of a good man's thoughts, life, and everything around sports, soccer, football, i.e. the power. Tony.
And thank you so much. Dudu saw his ways long time ago, when he became the first person to have Sports Shack. Of course, I do not know what the Sports Shack means, but then I think ordinarily shack, we know what shack means in our own language. Because he knew that you cannot be watching football in an empty stomach. And of course, for you to really enjoy that convivial atmosphere when there is football, you must shack. Man must shack. I think the first man that brought that before the opening of many viewing centers now, Dudu has always been looking far ahead when it comes to sports, when it comes to business. He loves sports, very passionate about sports. He loves making money from sports too. That's why he's here, and that's why he has put his thoughts together. But without boring you, let's just go straight and then introduce a man that brought so much joy to so many homes when he was active, even though he's still very much active. I do not know the soap he uses. I will pray. I will tell him later, that he will cut small soap for me. Many of you are guessing who that person is. One of the most exciting players of our time, and indeed most gifted footballer. And they named him Mathematical. Segun Odegwami, a man of many parts, a man who played football and up to today is still here. Segun Odegwami is a journalist. He's almost everything. And in every field, Segun Odegwami excelled. I remember meeting him at so many competitions. And of course, whenever you see him, he's always very active. I'm indeed very happy to see him here. And we've always been reading his thoughts. He doesn't hold back. Mathematical, the captain of the Green Eagles, Segun Odegwami. You are welcome. Okay, I'm sorry I did not add MON because I think he has exceeded that. He has added EY to his MON. And so I cannot introduce him as money with MON. Mr. Segun Patrick Odegwami. You are welcome, sir. And we continue. There are a lot of them.
For those who don't know, and I picked that from him again on television. He's actually an engineer also. Abiyonku Segun. Thank you. He was on TV and explained how he got into soccer. I think it was Ibadan Poli, and you said the first thing the rector says when you guys get there was to dismantle a truck and then put it back together. So he's actually an auto engineer that now found his way into soccer, and this is where he is today. The power of soccer once again.
I saw a man that walked in with Shibu Dewemi, a very humble one. He doesn't like being recognized. He goes on his own. But at least the young man that did the very first thing in Nigeria, bringing up the first sports radio in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, please, let's put our hands together for Dr. Larry Ezamoje. Him also. Dr. Ezamoje played football. We're looking at him now. Thank you so much for joining us. And also, an amazing lady is here. A veteran sports broadcaster. One who her voice rings anytime she talks sports. She's the CEO of M Sports, former chairman of Nigeria Women Football League, NWFL. She's passionate about women's rights in Africa, and she's a member of the executive committee of the Nigeria Football Federation. Aisha, I forgot that you are here, and I was just talking about football. But indeed, it's my pleasure to recognize Aisha Falode in our midst. Okay, ID, they call him ID, fondly called. He's a proven reform-minded business leader with demonstrable expertise in strategy, business management, organizational design, marketing, sales operation. But he's a football person, very passionate about football. No matter all the companies that he has set up, I know as he invests me, they invest and pass. Please, let's put our hands together for Idorinye Enang. Yeah, we'll just recognize and then we'll come back to it. But then another veteran journalist, an author, one of Nigeria's foremost sports historians, associate member, Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, United Kingdom, executive consultant, Complete Communications Limited, a man that just finished presenting his own books. Dr. Mumuni Alao, please, we recognize you. So Ben, I will leave the stage. I will have to also introduce other people. But before I go, let me introduce another former player who had injury. Injury truncated his desire to play. But when he was active, he was very active. But because of the love he had for football, he did not abandon it. He went further. He went to school to study. And today, he's writing sports. He has done everything everywhere. All the continents he traveled, with Nigeria. Today, he's the editor, Vanguard Weekend. Onochie Aneweze, please rise up for recognition. And then the cricket president, Uyi Akpata, another humble man, he's here. And he has won almost everything. The man that has brought back cricket. I remember in those days when they talk about cricket, Nigeria will rise up. But after some time, cricket went underground. The man that has brought back cricket to Nigeria, and of course, making Nigerians enjoy cricket, and many young men, boys and girls, making a living in cricket. Please, let's welcome Dr. Uyi Akpata.
If we are to keep recognizing everybody, we'll be here till about noon, because there's so many important people here today. But be that as it may, we shall recognize everyone as we proceed, so that we don't spend the entire day recognizing people. Next item on the agenda is the welcome address by Sorry, just a bit of housekeeping.
Okay, while we are still on that, let's just do a very quick one. I've seen Willie Soho, one of the voice when the Nigeria Television Authority was indeed, was around, no competition, no DSTV. So Willie Soho was apparently knowing that there are going to be too many competitions, Willie Soho retired. And of course, today I recognize Willie Soho. We call him Willing Willie when it comes to sports. Another velvet voice is here. I think he was one of the people that drove Willie out of the profession. We call him the one with the velvet voice. Charles Anazodo, I saw him here. Charles Anazodo, please rise up for recognition. And then we have Cecilia Omoregbe. We have Raymond Akwarwere, Dumnobi Okonta, Patrick Omorodio. They are all here, members of my constituency, and I need to recognize them. Thank you, Ben.
Thank you, Tony. Right. We'd like to recognize the chairman of today, Dr. Gabriel Ogbeche, OON, ably represented by Chief Willie Sokoro. That's it. Sorry, let me correct this.
Okay, another man that has too many parts to play, both in sports and in business. When they talked about sports marketing, he was one of the best, and he remains one of the best, even though he has taken a walk to so many businesses. But anytime there is sports, his mind is there, and he's here on many capacities. He's here for himself, and he's representing, former sports minister Sunday Dare, who was to do the review. But this morning, because of his business and other things, he got an emergency call and then called Dr. Henry Nzeku to represent him. Dr. Henry Nzeku is here representing himself and also representing former sports minister Sunday Dare. Dr. Henry Nzeku, you're welcome.
Apologies for that. I got my rights up mixed up. Yes, the chairman, Dr. Gabriel Ogbeche, ably represented by Reverend Okechukwu Omize. Apologies, sir. Thank you, everyone, for your presence. The chief launcher is also here. Chief launcher being Olorogun Dr. Andrew Oru. Thank you for your presence, sir. We also have some other people very close to Dudu's heart. Dr. Aswe Igodalo. Dudu has whispered in my ears 20 times that you are one of those that started him on this journey, and you cannot escape. I know you're sitting in that corner so you can slip out, but it won't happen. No. You know it won't happen. Aha. Right, welcome address, so we can proceed with the with our timelines. Can we please have Mr. Zeke Zulu Kafo please come up with the opening address? Thank you, sir.
Zeke Zulu, one of the best minds when it comes to the entertainment industry. He has been around. He has seen everything. And of course, his mind is still as bright as his face. The great Zeke, you're welcome.
Thank you. Very distinguished and accomplished house. Good morning. As introduced, my name is Zeke Zulu Okafo. I am privileged to be your host. Really, when I stand up in moments like this, you do not even know where to start. But perhaps first and foremost, I'd like to welcome each and every one of you with a deep sense of honor and respect. We are gathered here today for a very special reason, not just in a hall, but at the threshold of history. And I have a reason for saying this. About 30 years ago, as a student at the University of Ibadan, I read a book that speaks to courage and candor. About 20 years after, at the University of California, Los Angeles, I saw this book again and I read it. It was written by a man in 1961, by a man called Frantz Fanon, a psychiatrist. In that book, he says something very profound, and I'll quote, "The future will have no pity for those men who, possessing the exceptional privilege of being able to speak words of truth to the oppressors and leaders, have taken refuge in an attitude of passivity, of mute indifference, and sometimes of cold complicity," unquote. Now here again in Nigeria, our own revered, iconic professor of comparative literature, Wole Soyinka, GCON, in his prison memoirs titled "The Man Died," he made a profound statement that the man dies in all who keep silent in the face of tyranny, unquote. I'm sure that everyone here present will agree with me that the man who inspired this intellective gathering is a portrait of courage and candor. Godwin Dudu Orumen. I have known Dudu in the last 25 years. In this seeming flicker of time, I have seen his courage, his candor. I have seen his long walk through the Golgotha because, as he says, his values are irreducible. I have also seen his caprices, his emotions. But one thing is clear, that Dudu will call a spade, because as he put it, electricity has no feeling. And you know that for a man that's principled in a country like ours, there will be consequences. But Dudu has received all of them with equal mind. Because as I know, he grew up in a home with an uncle who taught him repeatedly that money is not an achievement, but the outcome of achievement. So Dudu in his career set up Sports Shack, moving from a lawyer, from law practice to his passion, because he wanted to enjoy the magistracy of his office, to do that which he wanted to do. And I think he has done it well. Today we gather to unveil his book, Sports, Politics, and Power. I welcome each and every one of you for finding time to be here. But I want to urge every one of us that today will not just be another gathering for dialogue and dialectics or sports. Let this book, after reading this, stir something in us, so that we'll go from conversation to action. Because when you read this book, you are likely to see a book that mirrors Nigeria, showing us our successes, our failures, some of the caprices that has affected our sports. But invariably, the book also mirrors Dudu Orumen, because he is a guy you can say for sure that you can see his emotions and you can also see his principles. So Dudu is an intersection of the very good that we all desire in this country. But he also has his emotions. And he also reminds me of a speech I listened. Every time I read it, it reminds me of Dudu. It was a speech made by the revered civil rights leader, a Reverend Jesse Jackson. It was during the Democratic Convention in 1988. Here was a man who is a black man, and they told him that you have to try as much as possible to be America first before being a black man. But in America, to be America first means that you have to be a white man. It was a conflict of emotion. Yet he has a great hope for America. So during his speech as a Democratic presidential candidate, what we call aspirant in Nigeria, again he said something that I have to quote. He said, when I was a child in Southern Carolina during the winter, and Mama couldn't afford a blanket, she didn't complain and we didn't freeze. Instead, she picked pieces of rags, silk, gabardine, pieces barely good enough to shine your shoes with. But they did stay that way long. With strong hands and sturdy cords, she sewed them into a quilt, a thing of beauty, culture, and pride. Now we must sew a quilt. See, we didn't eat turkey at 3 o'clock on Thanksgiving days because Mama was off cooking someone else's turkey. We'd while away the time playing football with hunger till evening when Mama will come home with the leftovers from the Miss Marshall's tables. I was born in the slum, but the slum was not born in me. The genius of America is that out of the many, we become one. Therefore, despite the challenges of America, I see a new dawn on the horizon, and I know that America will come good. So this morning I say that in spite of the challenges that our sports has faced, in spite of the caprices that has characterized decisions in our sports arena, I know someday that the titans of our turf and track, the admirers, the heroes of our field, will come good. I welcome you to this unveiling of sports, power, and politics. Sports, politics, and power. The perspectives of Godwin Dudu Orumen. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Zulu. For a second, my colleagues and I were discussing, oh boy, this man likes to talk. Ben, step up there and stand by his side quickly. So thank you so much for your brief opening remarks. We're very grateful. Right. It was whispered to me that I must mention a few people that at least started Dudu out on this journey. Not necessarily in sports, but they formed some very, very foundational parts of his journey into where he is today. One of them is Professor Tony Afejuku. He helped Dudu start speaking English instead of Wari Sapele Bini English. Thank you for coming, Prof. You did a wonderful job. In fact, you overdid it. Because when Dudu constructs sentences, the phrases, conjectures, and languages he uses, oh blast. Thank goodness he was never on the wrong side of Abacha. He could compete easily with Wole Soyinka in terms of use of English language. You did an awesome, awesome, awesome job on him. Thank you once again, sir. Next is a lady he considers one of the women that helped to discipline him as he was growing up, who we must recognize before we proceed. I said, Mama, don't you think you sit next to him to discipline him some more today? Because we all know Dudu. Chief Mrs. Egbore, thank you so much, Ma. You added to doing a great job on him. So while Prof was working on the English, you worked on him with the cane, and you did well. Thank you so much, Ma. Right. We move along now. Don't let's waste too much time. Mr. Chairman, sir, would like your opening remarks. Mr. Richard Ahonagoro. No. I'm sorry. I'm running ahead of myself. No. I think I have my papers. Okay. Reverend Oke Omeze. I'm sorry. Yes, I'm sorry. Reverend Oke Omeze. I'm sorry. Representing the chairman, Dr. Gabriel Ogbeche. My apologies, second time, sir.
I wanted to start by saying praise the Lord. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here representing Dr. Gabriel Ogbeche, who is the chairman of this very, very powerful occasion to celebrate a legend and one of the biggest voices in Nigerian sports industry. Dr. Gabriel Ogbeche is unavoidably absent. Call of duty took him out of the country. So when he called me, he wanted to be here. And we would not want to be here. We would not want to be in the midst of people you watched, read about, heard about, and admired all your life. So he actually wanted to be here, but he couldn't be here, so he asked me to stand in for him. So please accept his apologies. I just have a few things to say on his behalf here. I'm an unrepentant believer in the greatness of Nigeria, in spite of what we see. And it's because of the sacrifices of and the efforts of people like the celebrants today that Nigeria will become what Nigeria will be. And that's why at every opportunity, when we see people who are putting in so much into this country, we should always celebrate such people. And that's why it's good to be here, to celebrate a man who has invested so much to ensure that Nigerian sports will become what he desires of it. We talk about the ecosystem around the sports industry. We talk about the business. Nigeria not qualifying for World Cup is talking about a huge loss. I also associate with the media industry. I am a director in media monitoring, so we monitor adverts, so we know the loss. We are losing because of it. So, but people have put in so much to bring Nigerian sports to where it is today. Every one of us have listened to Dudu Orumen. We have all been part of his perspectives, even though I don't always agree with his views. But he must express his views, and I celebrate him for it. I want to say, sir, your contribution to the sports industry in Nigeria, to sports in Nigeria, can never be overemphasized. And I want to say a big thank you to you. I also want to say, sir, probably your biggest contribution to sports in Nigeria will be this book that you have written, where you have taken time to put down your expressions, your perspectives, and this will be there for generations to come. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Because so many great people have not found time to put down their perspective, and that's why we're glad that you have done this. I want to congratulate you, sir, on your birthday. I want to pray for you that it's not yet over, that there's still so much ahead of you, that your contributions are not winding down, it's growing. The Bible says that the path of the just is like a shining light that shines more and more unto a perfect day. What it means is that there's still so much for you to achieve. I salute you for everything. We thank God for the past years, and we rejoice for what will come ahead of you. Thank you very much. And let's enjoy a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reverend Omize. On behalf of the chairman, Dr. Gabriel Ogbeche, OON. I got that right this time, didn't I? Thank you so much, sir. Right. Next on the agenda, we're going to follow the agenda as strictly as possible. We have a book review by Chief Sunday Dare, ably represented in one capacity by Henry Unzeku, Dr. Henry Unzeku, and Dr. Henry is coming up here in his own capacity as Dr. Henry Unzeku also. But the person speaking now will be Chief Sunday Dare, then Henry can now speak in his own capacity. Thank you, Doctor.
We call him sweet talking Dr. Henry Unzeku. I remember him very well, and he's still looking so bright. Doctor, you're welcome again.
No, Chief Dare, welcome again.
Hello. I think it's a good thing that you haven't started suffering from some memory loss, so we should be very thankful about that. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Let me put on my glasses because as you have been told, my name is Henry Unzeku. I today have been sent here to represent the former Minister of Sports. But whether I was sent to represent the minister or not, certainly this was one occasion that I would not have missed for any reason. We have heard some descriptors about Dudu, but it pleases me to let the House know that Dudu I have known since about, I think, 1976 or 77 thereabouts, all the way in Benin. So that is pushing nearly 50 years. But in my own life, and I'm just paraphrasing before I come to the substantive document I have been given, the sports family is a very wide one. And on a day like this, when you come here and you see so many faces, you realize the power of the community that sports can wield. Because in here we have those I would call the operators and the trainers, people like Engineer Segun Odegbami. Then you have the enablers of sport, persons like Aswe Godalo, Oari Ojekere. Of course you have the publicists and promoters, Larry Zamoje, Tony Ubani, Charles Anazodo, and the financiers. My dear brother and classmate sitting next to Dudu, Chief Andrew Oru. Yes, very nice to see you. Then you have some who cut across different spectrums. administrator, promoter, persons like Aisha Falode, and that goes on and on. But if there are some similarities, I got into the sports family, I think I would say from home, because from like the 70s, my dad happened to be team manager of Vipers Football Club before it became Bendel Insurance. And I remember them winning the Challenge Cup and having to polish it before we went to present it to Governor Bomudia at State House in the evening. That was the background. And then subsequently came to Lagos and served as a doctor at the Sports Commission. And next door was the NTA, ably run by our dear friend Yinka Craig of blessed memory. And there started my appearance on television, just by Mr. Craig interviewing me after any of those trips that we had undertaken. I do not know which came first, whether it's the Pepsi Best of Football or the Bonvita Sports Classic. That Bonvita came before you. Thank you for accepting. And after Bonvita was Rothman's football show and the European football show. And I think I was very happy. Those things gave me visibility and gave me the ability to connect with a wider audience. Earlier on today, we all heard from my brother here, Zik Zulu Okafor. I'd like the house to know that Zik is my brother from the same little village called Ibuzo in Delta State. But if you want anybody to almost flatter you or bring out the essence of your life beyond what you know of yourself, go and ask Zik to write about you. When you see the write-up, you'll be wondering, is this really me? Because the way the guy coins his words, and creates the sentences, you start thinking. But this afternoon, just looking around in this hall, and something strikes me. And I'm wondering, for all of us who have toiled so much for sports from different angles, I'm asking myself here, it looks to me like the average age of the persons in this hall must be mid to north of 60. And that for me is a cause for worry. And I'm asking, where are the young people? Where is the transition that we should be having? And my brother there, Esio Onoso, says something to me, and I've noted it as CLA. Maybe when we all write our names, after writing your name, you should put CLA. It means child lost abroad. Because many of us, in the pursuit of a good life for our families, have sent our children abroad, and they are not part of the Nigerian story today. This gathering that we have, sometimes you wonder whether our children can have the same. And those are some of our concerns. But let me go then straight to the paper I was giving. You've been told that Chief Sunday Dare gave me this paper to come and deliver on his behalf. I want to let you know that he did not buy my ticket to come here. I only mentioned to him I was coming, and he was like, fantastic, help me do this, because he was called up to join the president to the G20 summit in South Africa, and they left yesterday. So Dudu, he's asked me to express his apologies for his inability to be here. So now I'll go to the substantive document, and if it turns out to be long, please call Chief Sunday Dare, because I have no power to stop, but I'll race through it as quickly as possible. And it begins by saying that there are stories that begin as whispers, gentle, almost unnoticed, until time reveals that they were the opening notes of a lifelong symphony. Godwin Dudu Orumen's story belongs to that category. A young boy moving between Benin, Saple, and Warri, carrying his school books in one hand and a restless passion for sport in the other. It was in 1968, amidst the gentle chaos of primary school life, that a spark was lit. A spark that would one day illuminate studios, stadiums, boardrooms, academies, and the pages of this extraordinary book. In sports, politics, and power, my perspectives, that spark is alive. It dances through every chapter. Here, he is the little boy crowding the lines of inter-house sports meets, memorizing the names of athletes who would later dominate the Horsey Shield and Lady Manuwa Cup. Here too is the teenager who wandered into Ogbe Stadium not in triumph, but in refuge. The young Dudu found himself in an academic storm, yet the sacred grounds of Bendel Insurance became his sanctuary. He tells us how he arrived before 7 a.m. each day, sleeping into the training sessions of Sam Ikedi, Emmanuel Egede, and Sonny Izevije, boys young enough to share their meals with him, old enough to shape his destiny. He describes how Shoot Goal and Match magazines opened his mind to a global architecture of football long before satellite broadcasting arrived on Nigerian soil. These scenes are not just recollections, they are the birthmarks of a life devoted to sport. As I turned those pages, I could feel the allure of the old Midwest, the era when Governor Bomudia's school sports revolution created Olympians from classrooms, when Hussey College was a production line, when Edo College and ICC Benin defined impossible standards. I will add this. This one is me adding, not Chief Dari's own. He can't call all these names and not call Government College Ugeli. And I would like to say here, earlier on, someone said they described Engineer Segun Odegbami as mathematical. We know all the accolades and he's earned them. But I continue to argue that the silkiest footballer I know is the one that came from Hussey College. His name is Thompson Usien. Yes. So Dudu writes about those years with the candor of a man who was shaped by them, and his storytelling is a reminder that the collapse of school sports in Nigeria was not inevitable, it was a failure of choice. But this book does more than remember. It reveals the young Uniben law student whose knowledge of football stunned Segun Odegbami in a chance meeting in Benin, a meeting narrated in this book with cinematic clarity. Odegbami describes him as fresh-faced, dark, handsome, the jury is out on that, and unfathomably knowledgeable. A man who could break down a match with the vocabulary of an elite gaffer and dexterity of a present-day Peter Drury. Not many careers begin this way, in brilliance recognized by legends. It revealed the personal assistant to Chief S.B. Williams, learning governance at the apex of Nigerian sport, learning not the routines of bureaucracy but the weight of responsibility. It reveals the broadcaster who created Pepsi Best of Football, a program so well crafted that it became a national ritual long before cable television brought Europe into our homes. His mastery of storytelling, his depth of research, his ability to move effortlessly from Brazil to Belgium, from the Super Eagles to Boca Juniors, and at this time Dudu had not visited any of these countries. These were not happenstances. They came from the boy who studied shoot comics under the Benin sun. It reveals the entrepreneur, the pioneer who created Sports Shack, Nigeria's first true sports bar. Those who visited still speak of it with reverence, a fusion of football, music, debate, and camaraderie, and I'll add plus shakis. A place where the air was thick with dreams and the drinks were famously cold. The testimonies in this book confirm what we already knew. Sports Shack was not a business, it was a cultural institution. It reveals the mentor whose Cowbell Football Academy opened a pathway for children who had nothing but talent and a prayer. The testimonies here from corporate leaders, senior advocates, journalists, and former players describe a man who coached discipline as vigorously as he coached skill. A man who gave his own resources so that other people's children could dream. And it reveals the public servant headhunted to chair the Edo State Sports Commission. His account of that chapter is unflinching. It is the story of a man who walked into public office with vision, refused to bend to the old ways, and chose integrity over convenience, a rare act in our climate. Every Every tribute in this book, from Ozekome to Odegbami, from Halim to Akinwumi, from Ogala to Abulele, converges on one truth. This man has lived sports in a way few Nigerians ever have. As I read, I could not help connecting the strands of his journey to the national reforms I later championed. The 10-year football master plan, the reclassification of sports as business, and the national sports industry policy. These reforms were built on the belief that sports growth must be predictable, governance must be transparent, youth pathways must be systematic, and talent must be nurtured, not discovered by accident. Godwin's life is a living argument for these principles. He was practicing the ethos of future government thinking long before government itself started thinking. He was treating sports as business long before government created any such policy framework. He was advocating accountability long before it became national policy. He was building academies long before they were understood as engines of national development. This book confirms that people like Dudu Orumen were the early architects of the ecosystem Nigeria is now trying to formalize. His legacy shows us that reform is not merely technical, it is personal, sacrificial, and shaped by decades of persistence. I have only 2 pages to go. Don't worry, the print is large, so we'll run through. What this book offers Nigeria today is both memory and warning. That greatness is not an accident. It is the sum of vision, discipline, and deliberate investment. That the golden age of Midwest sports did not happen by chance. It happened because men like Ogbemudia were intentional. That the decline we witness later was not destiny. It was neglect, and that if Nigeria must rise again in sports, it must return to the fundamentals that shaped Dudu Orumen's early years: structure, youth development, honest governance, deep knowledge, and unrelenting passion. Sports, politics, and power, my perspectives, is a national gift. It is reflective, forceful, yet gentle, humorous, painful in parts, but always profoundly illuminating. I left its pages convinced of one thing: Godwin Dudu Orumen did not just participate in Nigerian sports, he helped define it, shape it, enrich it, and challenge it. This is more than a book launch. It is the celebration of a life that has touched every corner of our sporting landscape. A life that began with a schoolboy wandering through Benin and now probably stopped wandering through Lagos, and grew into a voice that continues to shape the future of sport in Nigeria. With deep respect and admiration, I congratulate him for this masterpiece and urge others like him to document theirs for posterity. Undoubtedly, posterity will be kind to Dudu Orumen, my friend and brother, for as long as I can remember. Thank you. Sunday Dare, former Minister of Youth and Sports Development, and now Special Advisor to the President. I try, I not try. Where are the MCs? Thank you very, very much. Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much, Henry. Dr. Henry, I believe that was Chief Sunday Dare's speech. So yours is coming later. Or you mix them up together. All right. Thank you once again. Right. Time is moving very fast. Leonard Silk. Your trademark hat. Don't let me talk too much. I like your style. every time I see you, you have style. You're next on the podium, sir, for the special presentation on the book shall be done by Mr. Chijoke Okoli, SAN. Leonard Silk, please. You see, when you have your senior colleagues up here, or you have to bring them up, you have to be careful what you say, because those forms that you fill to get it to become a SAN, it passes through them, and they can be waiting for you in front. So I won't say much. So, Leonard Silk, over to you, sir.
Thank you. I would like to stand on all existing protocol, because the day is far gone, and like my brother or sister Silk Boma was saying, getting lawyers out on a Wednesday, that many of them are in court, it's a very huge deal. A number of my friends who would have been here are in court. They said, well, if it strays further, they will make it. So I thank everybody for being here. I will start by saying that, in a way, my uncle, Ikembo Ojukwu, wrote a book. We thought he was going to write about the war that we were waiting for. He said, I'm involved because I'm involved. We were waiting. We did it was talking poetically about Bianca and other stories. So, but sorry for the digression. I am involved in this book. Why? I am one of those people who impressed it upon Dudu that he needed to put things pen to paper regarding his extraordinary knowledge and experience in the sports ecosystem. I will tell you, Dudu and I go back a long way. We were classmates in law school. If I say that now, some people now say, oh, this man done the Odo. Well, nonetheless, some 38 years ago, in barely a week we started school, we just drifted together. What was it? Those of us who are very passionate about football just naturally gravitated in between waiting for classes. We'll be talking about, I know that Fashola was, and I say is, passionate Man U supporter. And of course, for those who know the game, Liverpool, and that I've been following for donkey years, apart from Rangers. So, but the first thing that struck me about Dudu when we met was that I always prided myself to be a working encyclopedia of football and boxing. So a lot of times I'll engage with sports writers and I said, they don't know much. But Dudu was one person I met one-to-one that told me that, hey, that's somebody, there are people who know more than you. We will talk, like you said, we'll talk about Brazil 70, talk about all those. But what struck me was that we sat down, we were talking about I don't know how the discussion drifted to Rangers Bender Insurance game of 1978. I'll never forget it. I mean, if you grew up in Enugu, we felt that Rangers was invincible. I mean, I wrote about Christian Chukwueze. I paid a tribute to him, and a lot of people were now going back into that. I mean, in those days, it used to get me. You'll be beating Rangers, it's 10 minutes to go, 10 minutes. The typical Enugu Rangers, and I say, the game is not over. It's this nonchalance. So when Rangers were to play Bendel Insurance, I remember as a young student in DMGS on Nature, we were shown a cinema documentary of the 1974 Challenge Cup final. And they were asking us to predict what the outcome would be. Of course, that was Rangers constituency. Everybody was saying, oh, 2-0, 4-0. Of course, you didn't need to ask who the 4 or 3 or 4-0 was for. It was for Rangers. And then that game, hours after, those of us have been watching on television or listening to it that we couldn't believe it. Bendel Insurance beat the when Rangers, quote unquote, was Rangers 3-0. So I remember when I was speaking about it, and what that struck me was that Dudu sat down without flinching, gave the starting 11 for Rangers and Bendel Insurance that day, including who came in as subs. I was like, wow. If you push me, I could get the Rangers starting 11, a little bit. But Dudu, it was encyclopedic. So all through that time, we had a lifelong friendship. And then what has struck me was that not only the knowledge, because when they give you the certificate in university, they say character and learning. And then I found out that beyond the knowledge, Dudu is my kind of person. You know exactly where he stands on an issue. He wears his emotions on his sleeve. So I remember, by the way, you may not know, Inan got me to be chairman of the football academy. And in the course of it, Dudu would probably say, Leonard Seko, I know they for this one. I mean, that's enough to tell you he disagrees with you. So, and with this mindset, when he was appointed as special advisor to sports, we were all very happy. But at the back of my mind, I said, will this work? Yeah. I knew. Because Dudu is brutally honest. Sometimes, to his own disadvantage, but he will say it. So when he had the history that followed him, and the place, I was disappointed, but it was not totally unexpected. Because it's not for Dudu to go and tell you what you like to hear. He will say the truth the way he knows it. What you make of it is your own business. So, but in this book, I haven't read it, but I can tell you I've read the man. Yes. So I credit people like Dudu and Nkechi Obi. Mention was made of national sports industry policy. I have the privilege of being the lead writer because in between, in the course of my interaction with Dudu and Nkechi, beyond being General Counsel for Team Nigeria in 2003, I got particularly interested in the legal aspects of sports. To this end, and I took a master's degree in the leading European university on that point. So, when we get the likes of Dudu talking, football or sports generally is a huge multi-billion-dollar industry. And like most things Nigeria, is a low-hanging fruit for Nigeria because we have a youth bulge. We're sitting down and making light of the point that for 2 World Cups or more, a country with over 200 million population, the bulk of which are under 25, that we couldn't make the World Cup. It's disgraceful. Anyhow you slice or dice it, it's a catastrophic failure of governance. We have to say it the way it is. And, for those who are involved in government, it's just been told, if you leave me now, I'll go on and on and on. It's another passion. That we need to get our acts together. And for us to get our acts together, as much as we don't like voices like Dudu who will tell us the truth, we need those.
Dr. Aswe Igodalo, AI, will do the unveiling. Masters of ceremony are Ben Ijewere, Esquire, and Tony Ubani, editor, Vanguard Sports. Make it a date on the 19th of November 2025 at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, Kufua Bayomi Street, Victoria Island, 10:30 a.m. See you there. In every nation, a few rise to tell the story of its struggles and triumphs. Sports is not just a game. It is politics, it is influence, it is power, and no one knows this better than the lawyer, Godwin Dudu Orumen, an iconic sports administrator whose ringing voice has defined an era. A lawyer of rare courage, an administrator who gave sports a language of authority. Now, his voice and vision find permanence in print. On November 19th, 2025, 10:30 a.m., Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, 13/15 Kufua Bayomi Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. We unveil and launch Sports, Politics and Power, Dudu Orumen's seminal book that captures the pulse of our nation's sporting spirit and its entanglement with politics and influence. His Excellency Babatunde Raji Fashola, SAN, CON, former Governor, Lagos State, and former Minister, Works, Power and Housing, wrote the foreword of the book. Chairman of the book launch is Dr. Gabriel Ubeche, OON, Group Managing Director, Rain Oil. The chief launcher is Olorogun Dr. Andrew Oru. The book review will be done by Chief Sunday Dare, former Minister of Sports. The book presentation is by Malam Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, former DG NTA. Dr. Aswe Igodalo, AI, will do the unveiling. Masters of ceremony are Ben Ijewere, Esquire, and Tony Ubani, editor, Vanguard Sports. Make it a date on the 19th of November 2025 at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, Kufua Bayomi Street, Victoria Island, 10:30 a.m. See you there. In every nation, a few rise to tell the story of its struggles and triumphs. Sports is not just a game. It is politics, it is influence, it is power, and no one knows this better than the lawyer, Godwin Dudu Orumen, an iconic sports administrator whose ringing voice has defined an era. A lawyer of rare courage, an administrator who gave sports a language of authority. Now, his voice and vision find permanence in print. On November 19th, 2025, 10:30 a.m., Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, 13/15 Kufua Bayomi Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. We unveil and launch Sports, Politics and Power, Dudu Orumen's seminal book that captures the pulse of our nation's sporting spirit and its entanglement with politics and influence. His Excellency Babatunde Raji Fashola, SAN, CON, former Governor, Lagos State, and former Minister, Works, Power and Housing, wrote the foreword of the book. Chairman of the book launch is Dr. Gabriel Ubeche, OON, Group Managing Director, Rain Oil. The chief launcher is Olorogun Dr. Andrew Oru. The book review will be done by Chief Sunday Dare, former Minister of Sports. The book presentation is by Malam Yakubu Ibn Muhammad, former DG NTA. Dr. Aswe Igodalo, AI, will do the unveiling. Masters of ceremony are Ben Ijewere, Esquire, and Tony Ubani, editor, Vanguard Sports. Make it a date on the 19th of November 2025 at the Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, Kufua Bayomi Street, Victoria Island, 10:30 a.m. See you there. In every nation, a few rise to tell the story of its struggles and triumphs. Sports is not just a game. It is politics, it is influence, it is power, and no one knows this better than the lawyer, Godwin Dudu Orumen, an iconic sports administrator whose
against
has defined
the Congo.
A lawyer.
But that's football for you, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Thank you so much. The light is back. And I thank you for your patience. Like we said, once we start now, we just run across. Ben, please, can we just make it snappy, because I know that in a while now, the elegant one, Aisha Falode, will come here, and then the book will be unveiled, and then we do the business of the day and move away. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Tony. Dudu has gone to exercise some natural instincts. Right. No, I own the microphone today. No, myself and Tony own the microphone today. Right. There's somebody here that comes from the NTA generation that I grew up watching, and Dudu, being older than me, definitely grew up watching. He's somebody who, every time I see him, he takes me back to the good old days of Mike Enahoro, Bode Alalade, CNL Brown, Ruth Benemesi Alpia, Julie Coker, Frank Olize. I mean, that was a generation of class, style, and like I was told, if the late Christopher Kolade does not tick your box, in other words, he's the last person you must see before you go on the screen, you will never make that screen or make the microphone. Awesome presenter, awesome broadcaster, a man I love to see. His gray hair is elegant. I admire him every time I see him. Sir, Chief, Doctor, I don't know how else to address you, sir. Muyiwa Adetiba. Sorry, Dele Adetiba, I'm sorry. If there were two brothers who look very much alike. Is that not correct, sir? Aha, so sorry, sir. Dele Adetiba. I correct. I'm sorry, sir. So sorry, sir. No, sir. You sat down. They didn't see you well. They must see you. I'm sorry, sir. Please. This was the man of that generation. That NTA generation. Thank you so much, sir. Right. Tony whispered to me, Ben, we have to move along. Leonard Silk spoke so much about Dudu. I met Dudu about 35 years ago, or probably 30 years ago. Pepsi, the best of football. That's where I saw him for the first time. And then a few friends said, Ben, let's go to his place, hung out, and we met him. Like he said, he says that he sees it. How you interpret it is up to you. That's your headache. He can quote the Manchester United football team of 1948 to you. He can tell you, no, Chelsea is a recent team. Sorry to say, Chelsea only came on board when the special one got in there. Prior to that, Chelsea was a middle-level team. So it wasn't really up there. So yeah, there were Southwest London team, but they were not up there. Taking nothing away from them, I know that's Dudu's team, and he's very passionate about the special one. But he can tell you, like I said, Bendel Insurance team of 1972, Rangers football team of 1970. The entire team, 1 to 11, he'll tell you all their names and all the positions they played. How he does that still boggles the mind. That record he keeps still boggles the mind. Brilliant man, very intelligent. Intelligent, doesn't have much time for people talking ignorantly. He'll correct you, passionately correct you. He's not angry with you. It's not personal, but he will correct you and say, no, this is stop talking rubbish. This is how it is. That's to do for you. It's not personal at all, But they will tell you, shut up. I knew when Adira Gusaya was built. Keep quiet. I knew what was in that place. Don't tell me that. Wait, Benin? Do you know when Ring Road was built? I'll tell you about Ring Road. I'll tell you about Holy Trinity College. I'll tell you about Sapele Biz. Oh, man. No, he knows so much. Principal Scop, he can tell you a whole bunch of things about Principal Scop too. But that's just who he is. Pleasant man. Like I said, he says it as it is. His anger does not go on this table. Because he just wants to make his opinion known, shut you up, and move on. Yes. Following day, he'll see you, hug you, sit down, and have a beer with him. That's Dudu for you. And that's one of the great talents he has. But
you keep talking about Dudu. Which of the Dudu? Dudu she or Dudu?
Okay.
Sorry, Ben.
Dudu Orumen. Yeah, Tony.
Ben,
I was going
to cut you short.
No, go ahead.
We want to be very fast. And as we are talking, one heavyweight, big masquerade, we call it in Igbo language. Nuguma just walked in. Dr. Kelly Onyal. I just saw somebody like him that walked past here. Please, if you're here, please rise up for recognition. Oh, the doctor, thank you so much. Here, and also, just saw somebody here now. The man that almost everybody thought was going to win. Just like everybody thought that Rangers were going to win. A very intelligent, brilliant man who, of course, has been in sports. Former chairman of Lagos State Football Association, vice president of Nigeria Football Federation, 2 times winner, and almost everybody believed that he was going to win, when he contested for the presidency of the Nigeria Football Federation. But like what they did to Nigeria, they used voodoo against him. Please put your hands together for Sheyi Akinwumi. Just witness him. Please, you're welcome.
No, Tony, you can't go. You and I will do this together. So in case I overrun my mouth. Dudu, you see, one of the challenges you gave us, which we have edited, not just me, a whole bunch of us, so you can fight us later. We can't go through this list because of time. So all of us in your team apologize. And we shall apologize to everyone here who, yes, we ought to have mentioned. Because Dudu has a very special, affectionate relationship for those of you on this list. But like there's a little team that helped put this together. We all agreed if we do that, we'll be here till 3 p.m. So we humbly apologize. We recognize everybody here. You're all very important to us, to Dudu. So please clap for yourself for making it to this event. Please. Dudu is very special to everyone, and he appreciates the honor you have done for him today. Now, yes, Tony, you've been eyeing me from the corner and doing your microphone like this.
You're a lawyer. That's why I'm be very careful. Because in the presence of legal minds like this, I don't want to overstep myself in doing things or doing introductions. That's why I just get stuck with the sports confraternity, so that if there is anything, at least snake will swallow snake.
Yeah, and as a sports journalist, you guys control the media. So when we lawyers misbehave, following day, hot off the press.
And you control the courts.
Lawyer did so and so.
You control the courts.
Our phone to start. I don't know about that one.
Please, let's not go there. You control the courts. You control the government functionaries.
No.
Please, Ben, let's just move.
Right. We had a big debate about this particular item because we know the author very well. Should he? Shouldn't he? Should he? Shouldn't he? Should he? Shouldn't he? But we said, you know what? Let's allow him to speak, but we shall control him. If he doesn't want to be controlled, DJ, switch off that mic. You hear? Off the mic. Dudu, everybody has said everything about you. There's nothing much to say again. Myself, Holy Trinity, gentlemen, where are they, please? They were wearing their muffler. There you are, there you guys. Aha! Part of those that made Dudu who he is today. Thank you so much for coming. Dudu, You got the floor, bro. Please come and welcome Dudu Orumen.
Please, before Dudu takes the microphone, please, the owner of a Grand Cherokee black vehicle, KJA 477HL, please, attention is needed. KJA 477HL, please. Grand Cherokee black. Thank you so much. Somebody just reminded me that I should stop you before Dudu begins to shed tears. Please, thank you so much.
That song is known for the other type of event. I don't mention it here. But being Amazing Grace, Dudu himself is an amazement of grace. Thank you.
Thank you, Ben. My daughter will tell me she wants to sing for me. I said, no, you can't sing. Your voice is not good. And when my friends are saying, okay, this will sing. He said, Daddy, I have cough. Looks like I have cough now. But I'll try. The song speaks for me on a day where everybody I cherish, or most people I cherish, friends, family, are here to witness a day I'm proud to have. From my classmates in primary 1, Council School Staple, Tex Egbedi, and Amakwe Mate, I think there's someone there. My classmates in class 1 in Holy Trinity, Captain Victor Obe, Kenneth, and my senior there too, and my godmother, Chief Mr. Bogesh, was in 6th form. My early influences in sports, my heroes, Dele Adetiba is here. The man who first put me on television in Lagos, Mr. Mathematical, Shegun Odegbami. Those who supported me in my early days in this business, Ken Onyalipe and co, my classmates in law school, Elena Silk, my sisters, Aisha Falode, and everybody. Somebody is going to come up here to give the vote of thanks. All I have to say is that I'm very pleased to see all of you here. And thank you for your time and support over the years. Thank you.
Right, like you can see, behind that toughness is a very, very, very soft man, a very emotional man, a man who appreciates support. see, there's something about this man. When he was Chairman Sports Commission, Edo State, I come to Benin, call him. Where are you staying? Oh, I'm going to the hotel. My friend, what's wrong with you? Come to my place, Jerry. I go to his place and I stay with him. He enjoys good company. He enjoys good debates. He's a people's person. He loves people. He loves truth. He loves sports. He likes people who appreciate him. Yes, Tony. I'll be with you shortly. I know. Tony told us something yesterday.
Please.
We are here to collect money.
Please, we are here to collect money. Exactly. Please.
Yeah.
We are
So,
here
Tony,
to collect money, not for you to start collecting, the masquerade.
You told me after one
the
you told us
masquerade you had
yesterday.
with Dudu.
So,
Please.
proceed.
I'm an Igbo man.
Yes.
I love money. So
Proceed
we just
to
have
collect
to
the money.
collect the money. But before that, let's recognize the presence of Dr. Tilewa Adebajo, chairman. If you know stationery stores, you know stationery stores. They don't just say up super. You must have a white handkerchief. I don't know if mine is as clean as that. Up super, flaming. Okay. And indeed, we also have, one of the great minds in sports journalism, Kunle Salami, my boy. I recognize their presence. And we now begin. So, where's that?
Yes, formal unveiling. That's it. Right. Tony, thank you. Next on the agenda is the formal unveiling of the book, which shall be done by a man who set Dudu on the path of law. And Dudu got there and said, I know, and tried to go to sports. So he's rushing somewhere. Dr. Aswe Godalo, my boy.
I apologize. Dudu, I told you I had a 1 o'clock flight to catch, and I still have a 1 o'clock flight to catch. If it's not Dudu, I would have gone. I love Dudu with a passion. I love Dudu as my brother. Dudu is a man of high integrity, one of the most brilliant human beings I know. Dudu beats me in chess and in Scrabble consistently, no matter how much I cram everything. But, the story of Dudu is the story of the disappointments of Nigeria, where our best never get to do what they should do. When I look through this room, I only see one person that fits what he's doing. I see Uyekpata, and you see what he has done to cricket. But in football, maybe because the money is too much, people like Dudu, Mathematical, Henry, people that know what to do to ensure we miss no World Cup and we win the World Cup can never get there. And that's the disaster of Nigeria. I see my brother Sheyi here. When he was competing and he was talking to me that he wanted my support, I said, okay, I'll give you my support, but we all know what will happen, and exactly what we predicted happened. So those of us sitting in this room, what I want to leave you with before I unveil and dash off is say that we have to be the architects of our own future and fortune. For too long, we've left the flotsam and jetsam to take over the future of our country in every sphere. And the country is going to go nowhere. So when we lost the other day and the clown started talking about voodoo, I shook my head. I really shook my head. And that he's still even in Nigeria makes me shake my head even more. So, Dudu, I thank God for your life. I thank God for your immense successes. I know you are very disappointed at the state of sports in Nigeria. Every sport, not just football, athletics, boxing, swimming. We still talk about Ogbemudi after 50 years, shows the decadent nature of what we have become. But there's always hope. I'm one of those that have strong hope and strong belief. And I know Dudu will continue doing what he's doing. Sports Shack, you're a man ahead of your time. We started watching European football before anybody thought about DSTV. We started talking about football and the improvements in football, in athletics, in boxing. We started talking about those who won. You know, I didn't know Benny Kimi was a sportsman, a 100 meters champion, until Dudu told me. You know, if you saw Benny Kimi, you wouldn't think Benny Kimi could run. You know, and thank you so much for all the things you taught me. Thank you so much for being my brother. And thank you for being the great man you are. I am sorry that the Edo State Sports Council didn't work. Like SAN said, I suspected it wouldn't work because of the person you are. I prayed and hoped it worked because we would then change the face of sports in Edo State. But those that are in those kind of places don't believe in truth and don't believe in hard work, don't believe in prosperity, don't believe in honesty. And so it came out like that. The only thing that came out of it was, again, we by mistake. So I thank you all for coming on behalf of my brother Dudu. You know, in Nigeria, the good things always only come by mistake. And on behalf of those of us that love Dudu dearly and have learnt a lot from Dudu and believe in his strength, his integrity, his character, his uprightness, his forthrightness, and his truthfulness. And having Dudu in your corner, yeah, okay. I unveil. Am I supposed to pull this? You pull it yourself, okay. I unveil this book with a sum that makes a lot of sense. You know, there's a lot of tax things flying around, so you have to be careful. But I'll whisper the song to Dudu as I step out. And that storm will make Dudu extremely proud that I came to do this today. And
Please, a round of applause.
That sum is definitely 7 figures, definitely.
Thank you so much. A round of applause for him.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
I am truly, truly honored that you asked me to come and do this. I'm truly honored. And I love you with all my heart.
Your Excellency, come on with veil now. Your Excellency, come on unveil. Come on. Your Excellency. Your Excellency. Please. A big round of applause for Your Excellency. Thank you.
Sorry.
Nigeria. I unveil this to the glory of God Almighty and to the goodness of Nigeria. Thank you. Anytime I see Shegun Odegwami, I have to greet you specially. Especially because he's one of the great people Nigeria produced, and we didn't allow his greatness to be extra great. I used to see your cousin's house in Kongi in Ibadan, and we used to talk a lot about football. And anytime you were playing, I used to tell people, he's my friend, though, he's my friend, though.
Sorry, before you go, sir, before you go.
You have a plate to catch you.
Just stand here, so for the us and for TV. Where is Dudu? Let's recognize the daughter of the most iconic commentator in Nigeria, the daughter of Ernest Okonkwo is here. Barrister Amaka Ernest Okonkwo. Please, you're welcome. Please, thank you so much. Thank you.
Sorry, Uncle Dele, I acknowledge you also.
You don't have a choice now. These are the original NTA people.
Yes, now I acknowledge you also.
The originals.
And there's one my friend there that's hiding, Ebenezer. I acknowledge you also. And you're going to give us plenty of money, oh. You're going to give us plenty Zenith money. Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, distinguished guests, gentlemen of the press, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have come to the real reason why we are here. We are going to be looking for the money. The money is right in front of us. I'm not going to be doing this alone. May I call ID Enang to please join me on the stage? Okay, you're already here.
The current phase is the launching of the books. We've done that, and support for the books, and you have compares for it. Aisha Falode and Mr. ID Enang. They should take it from here.
All right, ID, I think we are too far from the money. Maybe we should go down and get close.
No, Aisha, let me tell you what we'll do.
So that it won't be too far off.
No,
but
let me tell you what we'll do.
Okay.
As a lady, you stay on top of the crown.
Okay.
And I'm a marketer. I know retail is the order of the day. Right. So allow me go. You know, I see some big fishes in the crowd. So once I point, and then we move. But I have a challenge. As well as said, some not the buy. We don't know what the buy is. It's only Dudu that can tell us after the
fact. More than 7 figures.
But one thing is, with this tax, or rather, as my friend used to say, this tax thing. So do we evoke some doctrine of necessity that they write it down and we see? Like Zebediah will say, "See, I believe."
No, the tax people.
They have
to.
So how do we go about it? So they write and we collect.
They write. They write. We collect. They just tell us. Let's leave it at their discretion.
Okay.
Whether they want to disclose or not.
All right.
So, but we start with the chief launcher. Sir, please, sir, I'm begging you will disclose so that we know what the bar is, sir. We know that once the chief launcher launches at a very, very high bar, the co-launchers will be very close or even surpass that. So, sir, our chief launcher for this book, Sports, Politics and Power. Everybody has spoken so glowingly about Dudu, what Dudu means to Nigerian sports, Nigerian football. Now it's time to translate it to the cash. Our chief launcher is Olorogun Dr. Andrew Oro. Do we have a microphone, a roving microphone? Don't let the microphone fail at this time.
Well, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, permit me to stand on existing protocol. I know very well that when somebody is pronounced chief launcher of a big ceremony like this, he's not expected to speak so much. Just bring out the money. However, I must say something. When I was approached to be the chief launcher of this occasion, knowing very well how huge Dudu Orumen is in terms of reputation and accomplishments, I asked, why me? I'm just a lawyer and a micro businessman. If you are looking for money, you should be looking for the real big shots. There are a lot of people here who are big businessmen, but why me, you know? He gave me a few explanations which made me a bit proud of myself, and most of which actually bordered on personal conviction and integrity. And a lot of what has been said about Dudu here today points to the fact that he's a very courageous man. And so for him to base his conviction on courage, or have the courage based on conviction that I'm the right person for this road today, is indeed a very courageous man. It means that maybe his real goal is not money, but certainly, discretionarily, all of us here who are present will understand that even renting this hall for this occasion costs good money. Also, producing a booth costs quite a bit. And we need to support him seriously, even if not just to recoup. At least we should give him something to make him more comfortable after today. On that note, I am going to launch this book by buying 10 hard copies with a humble sum of 10 million naira.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. 10 million naira from our chief launcher. Thank you very much, sir. Olorogun Dr. Andrew Oru. Thank you. So the bar is really high. We want people to get close to that bar by our chief launcher. Thank you very much, sir. Now we'll call on the chairman, ID, the chairman of today.
Thank you very much. I guess the chief launcher has set the tone and the bar. It's indeed a pleasure to have the chairman of today's occasion, ably represented by Reverend Okechukwu Umizie. The chairman of today's occasion is Dr. Gabriel Ogbeche OON. So I'll kindly request that the reverend gentleman will come up and give us a matching address at the minimum. One of the things I like is delegated authority, but with that delegation, take it home, sir.
The chairman understands his responsibility and has sent in his check earlier on. Thank you very much.
Yeah. The check is also in the 7 figures, that range.
Well,
we are doing well. We are doing well.
I just want to. You'll have this slip will be passed to everybody, and essentially it speaks to the accounts, the different accounts where you can make transfers to. But I'd just like to do a bit of just to give some insights. I know that the distinguished chief launcher did say Dudu does not need, it's not the money, it is the money. Let's not kid ourselves. And it's not for his pocket. It's essentially to build a legacy. I look around this room, I'm so very humbled, and thank you, Dudu, for the privilege to come and sit before my seniors.
You are speaking like a launcher now.
Yes, because I'm going somewhere. When I look around the room, I see men, revered men, timber, caliber, and all. And it will be most out of place not to establish the rank. So, Aisha, how do you want us to play this? If we start from Dr. Ken, I can assure you that, and then you come to this side with Leonard Silk.
No, Dr.
How do you want to play?
Did Minister Dari send you to us, aside from reading that speech? He didn't. He should have sent you, he should have sent something now.
Aisha,
help us remind him more.
Dr. Onzeku, Henry go dribble you. Namigo then go send to you. So we'll start from Dr. Ken. Now, a man's enemies are members of his front house. Dr.
Ken.
We have you on the floor, sir.
Good afternoon, everybody. Now, I'm speaking on oath, and I really mean what I'm going to say. Last week, Thursday, LIRS wrote me. And I'm not kidding.
It's the same thing.
They say, you know what, Dr. Ken, 109 million, 2024. Personal income tax. I wrote back through my lawyer, and they wrote back and said, go to court and swear an affidavit. Meaning they wanted to commit me to perjury. So it's very dangerous, And I don't know where their measurement came from. Therefore, I'm going to be very careful today. Dudu is quite close to me. The early days when people didn't know 1 million, and I'm talking as far back as 1996, I gave Dudu 1 million naira sponsor. When people didn't know what 1 million. So it's not going to be different today, and that's why I specifically came today to say I'm going to support him. I've whispered to him, and I'm going to do something very substantial.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ken.
Okay, these tax people are spoiling market. So what will happen is, you don't have to disclose. But the thing again is, every money that you donate here, it remains here. It's your money. It's not government money. We are not donating government money here. These are individuals' money. You know, if I donate something now, it's my money. It's not NFF's money, and it's not company's money. So we would move. Mr. Uyi Akpata, I hope you are not standing up to leave.
Let me see.
I'm handing over the microphone to you, sir. Respect.
Thank you very much. You know, God has a way of doing things. Everyone has been giving some kind of excuses. The tax authorities are after me. I don't want full disclosure. But let me put your hearts and mind at rest. If you understand and acknowledge the fact that this well put together book by our friend Dudu Orumen is educational and likely to have social impact, describe your donations as such and you probably get tax exemption as it relates to this. So feel very free to do this. So we shouldn't hear that again. But on a serious note, Dudu called me, harassed me, did an interview, and I understand there's a chapter as it relates to how we can do reform sports deliberately. I want to look forward to that, but what I can do at this stage is that I would want to give cricket stakeholders 50 copies of the book at 3 times the cover price. That's my contribution.
Thank you very much, Mr. Uyi Akpata. That is tax-free. 50 copies for the Cricket Association. So we can copy from that.
Aisha, don't pass the seal. Distinguished. You're just about to pass the...
No, I'm standing in front of Mr. Chijoke Okoli's SAN to do something like an SAN would.
Well, I'll let that pass. It's an in-house thing. It's a family affair. Dudu and I will sort. We're doing it and we'll do it together. Like I told you,
we are all involved, sir. Thank you very much. That's why we're here.
Okay. No. There's something very important and urgent I have to do now.
Go ahead.
Owando. Owando is Owando has to fuel this launching somehow. Either on the sea, in the air, on the road. When Mr. Boyo is sitting here, it means that something must happen. Big thing must happen. Mofe Boyo, Owando.
This is called an ambush. Dudu, bro. Yes, this has been long expected. There had been so many pauses in the putting together of this final book on sports and politics. And I think that the things that have happened to you in the last, say, 4 or 5 years had brought it to the fore for you to be able to express yourself a bit more. I haven't been able to read it yet, but I intend to read it over the weekend. And for me, I think it's something that we should try and get into places that are relevant to. I'll be guided by Dudu because he has already told me about what he wants in terms of a distribution. And I'm here to support him totally in that endeavor. Thank you, bro.
What did you say, sir? What did you say?
You didn't hear everything I was saying.
No, one particular
What
one.
did you want to hear?
I want to hear the figure. Yeah.
You want to curtail what Dudu wants?
No, I don't want to cut it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He understands.
He understands.
I got to confirm. Oh, you understand, right? So I can move on from here. You understand what he? Yeah. Thank you very much. And I see somebody else in the Zenith Bank. That bank, that bank, best in Africa. They are winning awards everywhere. Where can't they confuse now? Oh yes.
Dr. Ebenezer Onyago.
You know when people, rich people, they sit quietly in a corner at the back, just observing things. Mr. Ebenezer, good to see you.
Dr. Ebenezer.
Thank you for all the years at Zenith Bank. You know, once an MD, always an MDO. Not like the 3-star general. Please say something.
Good afternoon, distinguished guests. I'm very happy to be here. You know, life is funny. I have followed Dudu's sports journey for a long time. And when one day in our old boys platform, I saw Dudu Orumen, I said, what is he doing here? He didn't pass through our school. So I had to call him. He said, yes, he passed through. I think it was an accidental pass-through. So that's made the attachment much more closer. Okay, flashing this account is deliberate, you know. Because when others were speaking, there was no account flash. But anyway, I was out of the country and I promised him I was going to be here. So just this morning, I thought I missed it. I sent him a text and here I am. So it's so good for us to document some of these experiences so that people will have it as a reference point to see that where we are not just starting from where we are. There's been a history, there's been effort, there's been commitment, there's been initiatives. And I think what Dudu has done is to help document this that will act as a reference point to encourage generations that will come even after us here. So in recognition of what Dudu has done, I'm going to whisper to him in terms of what my contribution will be, but I'm contributing very handsomely. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Zenith Bank. You can trust Zenith Bank. Thank you so much, Mr. Ebenezer, for your handsome contribution to launching of this book.
As you're coming,
yes.
You know,
just
that row where you are.
Yes.
There are 3, 4, 5 dignitaries sitting. So what I suggest you do, just hand the mic from the immediate and it will spread. By the time it gets to the lady, Oluwakomi will just close it and we'll take it on the other side. That's the way we'll take it. That row.
Okay.
Just start from there. Introduce yourself, sir. And then just make the pronouncement. Sheyi, we are coming to you. My teacher.
Yeah. My name is Captain Victor Iriobe. Dudu was my secondary school classmate, Holy Trinity Grammar School, Sabongida Ora. I have already seen him, and he knows that. Thank you, Dudu.
Okay, I'm Engineer Ken Ashon. We are classmates. In short, right from class 1 in Holy Trinity Grammar School, Sabongida Ora. In short, we are corner mates. We share the same corner, myself and Dudu, when we were in Form 1. As a class set, we've seen Dudu.
Okay. The irony of it is that my wife is from Afuze. It's from Edo, so I can't go after my in-laws. But this one that they carry, so.
No, but it's true.
I know tossing a lie.
Yeah.
Dudu is my in-law by extension, but as in-laws, you must also, declare.
Okay, I will see Dudu later. But
we'll see later.
As a class set, 67, 71.
Yes.
We started secondary school 1967.
No, you know, say
and we finished 71.
contribution.
So we
just boy around. Just come bring your own personal. Just give figure.
Figure, okay, 100K for Dudu.
Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Tony, a classmate to Dudu in the university. So I'm not, cannot by any stretch of imagination claim to be his primary or secondary school classmate.
That Mr. Tony Bekwe.
I would also whisper to him.
He's very close.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to say something.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tony.
Good afternoon. I'm Victor Guam. Dudu is a classmate from Unibel. I'm much younger than him, but he's a wonderful person. And I'll stand on protocols and whisper to him.
Okay, there's no protocol.
It's been established by men bigger than I. So that's what I'll
How many
do.
figures?
Well, Dudu knows what
Dudu don't know. He didn't send us.
Dudu knows. Dudu knows.
All right. Thank you. Thank you.
Sir, I think we should let people know. A copy, the hard copy, costs only 50,000 naira.
And soft? 15.
And the soft copy costs only 15,000 naira. But this non-disclosure, and they've told us how we can hide under the tax man will not know. It's for good cause. You are donating it to schools. You are donating it to charity. That's that kind of a thing. You are covered.
Aisha, you've left Olu.
Yes, ma'am.
To close it. Welcome, ma.
Thank you. Dudu was introduced into my family from the age of 9. When he entered Holy Trinity Grammar School as year 1. And then I was in the higher school. So you can see the difference in age, level, and everything. But we have watched him. And my husband and I saw him as somebody in the future. And Nigeria will only appreciate what he has done 10 years, 20 years after. He was living in the future. And so what happened subsequently, and which we all know, hasn't come as a surprise. Dudu has been a model to Nigeria, to his state, and to my family. We are so proud of him. I will come from anywhere to attend anything relating to Dudu on behalf of the family. My son was here, but he had a meeting and he had to leave. So we are supporting him with at least 6 figures.
Thank you very much, ma. A round of applause for Mama. Thank you very much, ma. Mr. Oluwakomo, MTN, Bank PHB, OPE co-founder. I know when I smell it, I smell the money where it is. So I'm following it. Mr. Olu.
I will see the author. Thank you.
Sorry?
I will see the author. Thank you.
You will see
Dude, everybody says they will see you. They write their names, though. As they hear their voices.
Okay, Mr. Greg Enahoro. No, see, we don't want people to be whispering anymore. Just tell us that.
And I'll whisper to I want 5. I'm going to transfer now, actually. Yeah, I'm transferring now.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, but I need 5 copies.
5 copies for Mr. Enahoro. He has already done something. We have discussed.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
We have discussed. Yes, 5 copies.
Aisha.
Yeah, I recognize Mr. Patrick Oke, NTNU.
Yes,
how are you, sir? Good to see you. The NTA family is truly, really represented here, Mr.
Aisha, if you go to this side, my chairman, that same row at this other side is #1 sports radio. That's my chairman, sir. Larry is how much?
88.9.
88.9.
88.9.
I remember
There's no other talk.
he started from OGBC.
Yes. No, he's doing his own thing
And
now.
then
Very
he
big.
now moved.
Very
The
big.
Larry.
His daughter is my adopted daughter. She just got married on Saturday. Congratulations again.
Congratulations, Larry.
Congratulations again.
Awaiting grandfather.
No, he's already a grandfather.
No, for Debbie, I mean.
I am a reporter, and over 4 decades ago, I was instructed never to make any event about me, but about every other person. And so I want to continue to sit here and keep taking notes of what you donate so that I report everything very, very well. I would only beg for 2 copies of the book, not at the cover price, and that report will specially go to Dudu Orumen. Again, not at the cover price.
You know I can vouch for you.
Thank you
I
very
can
much.
vouch for you. Yeah.
Thank you, Dr. Larry. Thank you.
I was keeping a big fish. I know where to go last.
Aisha, don't let Sheyi is feeling a bit uncomfortable that we've not called him.
Okay. No, Oga Sheyi is a family member.
I know he is.
He's a
I've not
family
seen him in
member. We know how
ages.
to discuss as family. But when oil and gas is seated, you know, the oil, it gets as they draw you. Mr. Mate, please. Spirits revealed it to me.
My name is Amakwe Orishegbemi Mate. Dudu has been known to me for 66 years. We've been friends. We started primary school together at the age of 4, and now, just add the difference. You know where it is. So I'm going to buy 25 copies of this at the figure I've told Dudu by yesterday.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Did I see Longley? Aisha.
No, so he has done something.
Yes.
He has done something.
Longley Evru. His hand is close to his nose. If you go down.
I will come to Mr. She. Mr. Tilewa Adebajo, don't leave now. You came late and you want to leave early. I saw you when you came in. You were
just give him
late,
the mic.
Mr. Adebajo.
Just give
Do
him
you
the
want to
mic.
do something before you leave?
Tilly.
Okay. No, see, don't let us behave like church people. When they give hand over something, make pledges. When you see the pledges made, you are happy. But by the time you start, people start to honor pledge, you start chasing. Mr. Tilewa Adebajo.
I've done my own contribution. Cash. 6 figures.
Thank you very much, Tilly. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
A round of applause.
Mr. Tilewa is a man of integrity.
Aisha.
Yes.
If you walk on this aisle, when you go on this center aisle.
Yes.
And then you go very close to the man touching his nose. Longley Evru. He will not raise his hand, but
just as I keep walking, just tell me when to
yes,
stop.
when I tell you the spirit leads, get ready. To your right, yes, you are there. The man right to your 12 o'clock, just in front of you, by your side. No, left. Go to your left.
I didn't even.
Yeah, you can't. The spirit is leading you to the right place.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have these pledge forms in our hands. Dudu is somebody we constantly meet after hours. And so I would personally hand over whatever I have to give to him some other time. Thank you.
Okay. So, do you need a pen for the? Okay. So we can come back for it. We can come back for it. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, sir. So now I have to stop by Mr. Okay. Mr. Sheyi Akinwumi. Mr. Sheyi Akinwumi does a lot of charity work.
No, she's a.
He runs this football program for young kids, sending them to Ivy League schools, some at home, some abroad. A lot of his students on his scholarship list they attend Green Spring School. And if you know the fee for Green Spring Schools, you will know that this man is really, really charitable. Can we give him a round of applause? Me, I can testify to that because I know about it. Thank you for your good work, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Aisha. Dudu is a brother, very troublesome brother, but a brother nonetheless. I love him to death. And I'll tell you the honest truth. I was meant to be in South Africa as I speak to you now. And only last night I was able to get the flight to move to tonight. So I'm only here because of this event and because of what Dudu has been doing in sports. He's robbed a lot of people off the wrong way because he's doing the right thing. So Dudu, I want to tell you, continue to rob the people off the wrong way because of the right things you do. And I will take 10 copies at 50,000 each.
Thank you very much. Round of applause.
50 times 10.
Yeah.
Can somebody quickly do the mathematics? That's very generous.
It's very good.
At 50,000 per copy.
I think you should go to.
Please, sir. The event is still ongoing. We have not finished.
Dudu.
Can we please have some kind of
I know
order?
what we are going to do. Aisha, let me tell you. Otherwise, we are going to lose traction of that. Dudu, we will not allow any more photo opportunities. Anybody that wants to have a photo up must have a mic up before the photo up. All right, Aisha, you can go to Zik Zulu Kafo. I can see he's doing a transfer. Let's just know what to your right here is.
Where is it?
No, it's there.
Oh, okay.
With a fantastic suit and a polka dot.
All those big.
Thank you, Zik. When I knew that the future is now.
But you know that I'm the host of this.
Yes, I know.
The host of this, I can't be given to myself. But Dudu knows me, and we have been working together since the planning of this book. So I will make my donation known to Dudu. There's no question about that. I will donate handsomely to this book. Not just 6 figures. Not just 6 figures, a lot more than that.
Thank you. Okay, are there any groups that Dudu belongs to? No, photographers are suspended now, according to him, until the donations have been completed.
I know this is the lunch time for the luncheon, and I have been told to give a remark concerning our old student here, Barrister Dudu Orumen. So you just spare me a few minutes. Senior man, as we call our seniors in Holy Trinity, Barrister Dudu Orumen is a member of the 6771 set known as the Peacekeepers. He is single-minded, blunt, and this character was formed at Holy Trinity. We were taught how to be outspoken, we were taught how to be single-minded, and we also know how to shout. Dudu Orumen, the foundation of his grammar was not from Afejoku. He speaks good English and writes good English because he went to Holy Trinity Grammar School, Sabongida. We are grammarians. He is the spouse of Ishanado as we know him, administrator, one of our best experts from Holy Trinity. He is one of our icons. And he's only following the footsteps of Holy Trinity greats like Bankole Balogun, the broadcaster, Chief Benson Donije, the broadcaster and the grandfather of Bonaboy, And also, as a lawyer, he follows in the footsteps of ATGS great like Chief Okeaya in SAN. And he has paid his dues as a critic, and we are here to celebrate him today.
So, that paper wey dey read say too long.
No, I dey cut am.
We want na money we wan collect. We no dey that paper.
Na part of the money.
Summarize am o.
No worry. You know,
I worry.
We sabi talk.
No.
Anyway, Dudu Orumen is, like I said, one of our best experts, and we have all come here today as all students of Holy Trinity, Sabongida Ora. He also follows in the footsteps of his uncle, Professor Bruce Jirigo, the 400 meters man, hurdler, and pole vaulter. He learned all these things from those who went before him, and that was from Holy Trinity.
Presido.
We have given him
Presido.
Our branch chairman here, Chief Barrister Philip Oruole Esele, is on behalf of the association in Lagos. We make a presentation for him. As for me, I've already sent mine ahead. Thank you very much. Ad Majorem. Thank you.
Just the figure, sir. Just the figure.
Thank you very much. So we are here to support our senior man, Dudu Orumen, who is very passionate about the association, and we are giving 400,000 for 20 copies for our members. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Tony Edo. Mr. Tony Edo. Just go. No speeches.
No, just tell us the figure. 7 figures.
7 figures. I'll do 6 figures. Okay, Aisha. Dudu is somebody who is very close to me because he is somebody who is okay. So I'll be supporting with 2 books with far above the book price. I'll do that.
Okay, there's no far. The far has to be mentioned.
Hold on. Okay, on the range of 6 figure, high range of 6 figure. Thanks.
Thank you very much, sir.
So
Thank
please, where's Jude? Mr. Tony Edo is supporting us in the range of that figure, the upper figure. Okay, so I think we should wrap this up now. Yeah, it's please, if you have any of the pledge forms and you have not made any donations, please do transfer to the account number on the pledge form that you have. Please. Let's be men and women of integrity. If you have collected the form, please make a transfer to the account indicated on the form. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dudu.
Dudu has...
Who is doing the vote of thanks?
No, we'll give it to Tony and Co. Thank you so much for the time. Thank you.
All those who have supported, we thank you so very much. In cash, in kind, in prayers, buying the books. We appreciate it. God bless you all. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you so much. We appreciate everybody, like Aisha had said. May we invite Norma Wamaka Esquire. Norma Wamaka Esquire to give us the vote of thanks. Thank you so much, Norma.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. We want to, when we started, I don't know, everybody's abandoning ship and leaving. We can't even get their attention. Okay, I want to thank everybody for attending. Mr. Godwin Dudu Orumen, he has been a maverick, a man that commands respect. He has brought a lot of people together. He has established groups. He has established associations that has bridged the gap between people of different classes of society, different echelons of society. He has brought us all here. Although many people are abandoning ship, but we've come to do what we came to do, and we were very successful in our quest today. We thank you for coming. We thank you for taking out time from your tight schedule to be here. We thank you for those who gave speeches, for the evasive donors, and for the explicit donors. We thank you very much, and we wish you safe journey as you're living here. We wish you could have stayed more. Nobody likes the vote of, nobody. That's the basic thing. We thank you for coming here, and we wish to see you in the next one, where he's writing more juicy stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Barrister Noma. And of course, thank you. Thanks to everybody. Thanks for coming.
AM, Nigerian Institute of International Affairs, 13/15 Kufuor Street, Victoria Island, Lagos. We unveil and launch Sports, Politics and Power, Dudu Orumen's seminal book that captures the pulse of our nation's sporting spirit and its entanglement with politics and influence. His Excellency Babatunde Raji Fashola, SAN, CON, former Governor, Lagos State, and former Minister, Works, Power and Housing, wrote the foreword of the book. Chairman of the book launch is Dr. Gabriel Ubeche, OON, Group Managing Director, Rain Oil. The chief launcher is